Welcome to the Toa Pharmaceutical Ractab Dome in Osaka for the continued coverage of the ISU Figure Skating Grand Prix Series. I'm Mark Henretti and delighted to be taking you through the 2 days of competition and the gala performance at this, the NHK Trophy, the 46th NHK Trophy. First took place in Tokyo back in 1979 and it has been a regular fixture on the international figure skating calendar. We have seen 2 events already take place today with the pair short program and the ice dance rhythm dance completed. And now we look ahead to the men's and women's singles events. And the schedule for these competitions dictated somewhat by the host organizer. And it is no surprise then that we have the singles competitions taking place at the conclusion of the day. This country has produced so many incredible single skaters. And as we look ahead now to this, the men's short program, we can expect to see continued dominance by Japanese men, a nation that has given us the likes of Yuzuru Hanyu, Shoma Uno, Daisuke Takahashi, so many of the most memorable, celebrated and successful men's figure skaters. And within this event, that lineage continues with Shun Sato and Yuma Kagiyama taking part in this competition today. Showcase their brilliance too. First though will be the opening group, starting with Haru Kakiuchi, the youngster from Japan who will open the event. And then to the higher ranked skaters around the world standings and their confirmation that the likely favourites come from Japan, with Shun Sato and Yuma Kagiyama, the final 2 competitors. And this arena has indeed been the host location for the Japanese national championships last season, so somewhat of a comfort for the Japanese skaters competing here. As we look at the judges, they're the technical panel. And as we get as excited as ever this season to enjoy watching the elite skating, I sense the pressure on the judges and the technical panel is heightened more than ever now as we look constantly with an eye upon the upcoming Winter Olympic Games, and the results and the performances that take place in the Ractab Dome here will give a continued indication of what may be to come, as we see the young 19-year-old Haru Kakiuchi, who truly deems this as a dreamy competition for him. And then to Francois Pitot, so delighted to be back in Japan, as so many of the skaters have acknowledged. 30-year-old Jimmy Ma from the United States of America. Great reaction from the crowd, who are so appreciative of the legend that is Boyang Jin. And then Italy's Gabriele Frangipani. Running onto the ice, Andrew Torgashev from the United States of America. Six-minute warm-up underway for the 6 men in this opening group. And just a confirmation that the starting order of the men's short program is based on the world rankings and world standings accrued over the last couple of seasons. That said, in this competition, we assume that the gold and silver are likely to go to the Japanese competitors Shun Sato and Yuma Kagiyama, However, bronze may be up for grabs, and indeed, within the men's event more than ever, you can never quite fully predict
He competed
what will
at
happen.
the 2024 Junior World Championships. And this season he made his senior
And on screen now, Haru Kakiuchi, a junior last season. This his first senior Grand Prix event. He was injured pretty badly at the end of September. He sprained his right ankle on a quad lutz, and he was told not to skate for 3 weeks, but his desperation and desire to compete here saw him return to the rink a little sooner, and he's so happy to be here, as is Francois Pitot, just tying up his skates there. He, a skater that has had success in Osaka already, but on the Junior Grand Prix, the last time he was in this city, he was the champion on the Junior Grand Prix stage.
He placed 5th place at the Grand Prix Series in France. Representing France, Francois Pitot.
Busy season already for Francois, and hoping to capitalize on the relative success he had at the Grand Prix de France. As we look now to Jimmy Ma,
11年連続の出場となった全米選手権で自己最高タイとなる5位に入り
working on his triple axel. Such a character, never shy, never one to hold back from performing on and off the ice. But for as much as a character that Jimmy is, now very much crunch time for him as he endeavours to lay down a successful skate, and perhaps more importantly, not just result but a successful score. For many of the skaters, and certainly for Jimmy, this competition pays into selection process for the events later in the season from their national governing bodies. And in terms of selection for events later in the season, with the likes of 4 continents, World Championships, and most importantly of all, Olympic Games, Boyang Jin from China wants to return to compete in his 3rd Olympic Games.
And this marks his NHK trophy since
Such
his senior
an illustrious
debut in
career.
2015. Representing China, Boyang Jin.
And whilst he may not be in the form that saw him finish as high as 4th at the Olympic Games in 2018 in Pyeongchang, his love for the sport seems more resolute than ever.
2024年のヨーロッパ選手権で自己最高の4位と表彰台に迫り、その年の世界選手権に大会初出場を果たし
Popping
ました。
open on his planned quadruple tulip attempt.
参戦5年目となり、NHK 杯には4年連続の出場です。
Really
He placed
6th at this event. A couple of years ago, 10th last year.
And this is his 4th consecutive
He can
NHK
resume the
trophy.
form of 2 seasons ago,
Representing Italy,
considering
Gabriele
one of the top flight
Frangipani.
skaters here. And then to the domestic battle within this event, the second of the American skaters, Andrew Torgashev. Andrew, 2-time World Championship competitor, and he said that one of his biggest goals this season is to inspire the kids who watch
He also placed
him
his
compete.
personal best of second
A skater
at
like
the
so
US
many
National
others that
Championships, and
coaches to
returned
subsidize
the
his
World
own
Championships
training
for the
expenses.
first time in 2 years. Representing the United
Very
States of America,
mindful and cognizant of the fact that he will be a great inspiration to those that he teaches. Some hollers and cheers in the Raktab Dome for Andrew.
There is 1 minute left in the
As is
warm-up.
so often the case, the Japanese audience very often demure and respectful and relatively quiet perhaps in their appreciation of the skaters, but their knowledge and their awareness of what constitutes good quality, as great as any skating nation or any fan nation of the sport. As we head towards the second half of the ISU Grand Prix Series this year, we have to still take stock and memory of the incredible accomplishments by Ilya Malin, and his Grand Prix Series is now complete. We will see him again at the Grand Prix final following his very successful outings, breaking world records and being quite sublime in his brilliance. Skate Canada free skate delivered by the world champion Ilya Malin. Scarcely comprehensible.
Skaters, please leave the ice. Thank you.
And now, opening the men's short program at the NHK Trophy 2025, Haru Kakiuchi, representing the host nation. He made the choice at 19 years of age not to go to university this year, focusing instead on his skating, something he's incredibly passionate about as he skates to love the hell out of it.
Don't try denying, 'cause you know that I've been there too. But right now I know how it feels like the world's gonna win. But I'll get you through. It's the last thing I do.
A comfortable triple toe to open the program. Triple flip to round out the jumping passes for Haru. Just struggling to maintain speed in the flying camel.
Take all the pain that you're going through, and I'll bring you heaven. Yeah, that's what you need, 'cause you've always held the hell out of me. You've always held the hell out of me.
Haru Kakiuchi from Japan opens the men's short program, and his participation here at this illustrious event based upon qualifying from the Japanese Skating Federation and his participation at the Kanoshita Group Cup as well. And as I mentioned in warm-up, having achieved the selection to be here, he then suffered a really bad sprain to his right ankle, working on quadruple lutz jumps. And effectively, the doctor said not to skate for 3 weeks, but so desperate to be here, knowing that this event would give him such a great life experience and opportunity to learn from other skaters. His content simpler than those of the others that we will see yet to compete in this event. However, I have to acknowledge that Haru Kakiuchi's ability to comfortably skate in both directions was really evident throughout this skate, and that a really good indication of his skating skills, multi-directional skating, really well executed. As we see triple loops, I didn't know if this, I think that a little short in rotation, it's coming as a quarter rotation short, which I completely agree with. Just a double axel, so only 3.3 points at base value for a double axel. Most of the skaters, I think all of the remaining 11 competitors will have a triple axel, which is worth 8 points. And here, triple flip as the solo jump. Just the takeoff edge of that, probably off a back outside rather than the necessary back inside. This is the only visibly evident mistake for Haru. A flying spin is necessary in this short program. I don't think he established the sufficient number of rotations in the camel spin position to get any points for that element, and that would be disappointing because that's an element that is relatively very easy for this skater. But do your best to sign that, I'm sure, which he did. He now very proud to be an NHK Trophy participant, much like his idol Daisuke Takahashi, who has inspired him so much. And indeed, Daisuke Takahashi, I think, hosts the record for the most number of titles at this event, 6 NHK Trophy titles.
The score is
so 65.67 was the score that Haru had at the Kinoshita Group Cup. 61.59.
Haru Kakiuchi is 61.59.
So we look forward to seeing Haru continue in the free skate tomorrow, and thank him for opening this event, the men's short program.
2番フランソワ・ピトーさん、フランス。
On the ice,
And now to
representing
Francois Pitot.
Francois Pitot.
This short program concept is that of a man caught in an invisible prison who uses charm and mystery to turn every movement into power, and in the end he breaks free, not with force, but elegance, as Francois skates to Dig Down by Muse.
When hope and love has been lost,
Wonderful speed into the triple axel.
find a way, face the firing squad. Against all the odds, we must find a way.
Such good running edge on the landing of the triple flip.
When you're close to the edge, with a gun to your head.
Lovely triple loops, triple toe. Francois really pushing for great speed and ice coverage throughout this performance. A nod of approval from Francois Pitot to the performance he has given here.
フランソワ・ピトンさんの演技で
This
した
20-year-old really showcasing increased maturity. You sense the frustration and the disappointment that Francois Pitot felt in failing to secure an Olympic spot has empowered him to even greater strength as the season has progressed. He was so very capable of securing a spot, his quality evident at the Olympic qualifier, and despite being well prepared, really struggled in his free skate there, but he appears to have used that as ammunition for the rest of the season. As I say, success in placing fifth at the Grand Prix de France as his coach Romain Ponsard greets him off the ice. And is so aware throughout this skate of the speed and the real fight that he gave in continually pushing for more speed, as we see him skidding the takeoff of the triple axel. Here into the triple flip. Again, that too, the takeoff edge looking like it's coming off a back outside, so there should be an implication on the grid of execution because it must be a back inside. Beautiful back outside edge, as is necessary for that, the triple lutz, and wonderful open posture and arm line on the landing of the triple toe at the end of the combination. He's capable of a wonderful quadruple salto and working quad toe. However, after France, he did have some pain in his left ankle, so he's had to avoid jumping as readily. So whilst that's getting better, he's been perhaps more conscious not to exacerbate that foot, and thus the takeoff of the salto and the toe loop, the quadruple jumps that he can do.
Bisous la famille, bisous Cel.
Shouting out to his family. So it was a 78.5 for Francois at the Grand Prix de France.
ピトさんの得点
This
78.24
comparable, if not better,
現在の順位は第1位です
but it is a quarter point shy of that, 78.24. Good to see Francois taking the moment.
3番ジミー・マーさんアメリカ
On the ice, representing the United States
And now
of
to
America,
America's Jimmy Ma.
Ma.
He said that this short program, he has drawn inspiration from Evan Lysacek and Daisuke Takahashi to create a classical piece that transforms into something futuristic. The classical piece in question will be the Firebird Suite. Down on the quadruple toe loop. More successful with the triple axel. A great butterfly entry into the flying camel. Worked hard to make a triple toe happen at the end of the triple lutz for the jump combination. America's Jimmy Ma comes to terms with the skate he delivered in his short program at the NHK Trophy. So difficult to maintain the energy and the conviction to the performance when you know what has happened with a mistake on the most valued element, the jump combination, and that opening quadruple toe loop. The fall on that crushes the technical element score for Jimmy Ma. And then he was debating through the jump combo, having to try to make the triple lutz later on in the program a jump combo. Fought hard to include a triple toe, but that too looks like it will be under-rotated in the system. You see he with coach Alexei Litov, a busy man at this event. Here's the quad toe, drop 3-turn entry. And goes in a Q mark, quarter rotation short. The best of the 3 jumping passes was the triple axel. But still a little bit tight on landing. So not the same kind of positive creative execution that we've seen or will see from others. However, good flight on the flying camel spin. As the camel up feature. And here to the jump combo. Triple lutz. And thinking, you can imagine his brain working hard to debate as to whether or not to elect to do double jump. But there's a triple toe. I actually think a little bit unlucky to have the under rotation on that triple toe. We see his finished position. And a great musical choice. Interesting to have so much light and shade within a short program musically. And I'm sure this could have a completely different impact when the success is made, as Jimmy tries to encourage coach Alexei to do the love heart, but he's not taking it. Nah. Focused on the job in hand. So this will be a difficult score to accept for a skater that has achieved mid-80s before. 69.44 for Jimmy Ma.
He's currently in second place.
Leaving himself with a lot of work to do in the free skate.
Boyang Jin san,
On the ice, representing China.
And now to
Boyang Jin.
China's Boyang Jin. Such a hallmark of the men's event for so many seasons now. We have seen this athlete competing, appearing to be as in love with the sport as he has ever been as he skates to fought and lost. Solid quadruple toe loop to open the program.
Our hearts are breaking underneath all the applause. This devastation is of our making, but we've never tasted this much bitterness before. And everybody falls.
Nice counter entry into the triple axel, followed by a twizzle as the exit.
So we will see you here. Same time, same place next year. You can take this battle, 'cause we're gonna win the war. Better to have fought and lost than never fought at all.
Has to do the double 3-turn between the triple lutz and the triple toe for the jump combo. as much flow and glide as I've ever seen from Boyang within the step sequence. I believe the last time that we saw China's Boyang Jin at the NHK Trophy was 10 years ago when he was second to the legend that is Yuzuru Hanyu.
ジンさんの演技でした。
And in that past decade, he has been through so much, and indeed that part of the reason behind this music choice fought and lost by Sam Ryder, and he's been vocal in acknowledging that the lyrics here represent the situation of his career and how much he connects with this musical choice. And whilst Boyang does not have the technical prowess that gained him fame and gained him results a decade or so ago, he has improved artistically, and there is a greater connection to the music. And I truly do believe that he seems to skate perhaps more for himself than ever before. And on this occasion, I actually thought that there was a deeper use of knee and ankles. His skating skills have always been the weakest aspect of he as a skater. Here at the quad toe, good start, but not the running edge that we see from others. Triple axel, and no running edge on the back, but interspersing the elements with transitional content to try to push the grades of execution and the components. This, the only mistake, visible mistake though, triple loops, double three turn, triple toe loop. There are worse errors to have, but not optimal. As we see, perhaps also more stretch through the body line in the camel spin. Just a little forward on the blade, constantly trying to sit further back to find that sweet spot for speed of rotation in the spins and glide on the ice. You see that back inside loop, just scratching the toe picks ever so, which is the reason that the components for Boyang are in the 7s range as opposed to the desired 8s and 9s out of 10. But nevertheless, such a wonderful contributor in the men's event and continues to amass fans. The respect, appreciation and fanship following for him in China particularly is amazing. The scenes at Cup of China in regards to the number of cuddly toys thrown onto the ice for him following his performances were quite astounding.
ジンさんの得点
So it was 86
83.92
at Cup of China for his short program,
第1位で
and
す
it's an 83.92,
China's 83.92 is currently in first place.
which you can see Boyang gives reason and rationale for as he chats with his coach. He takes the lead.
5番ガブリエレ・フランジパニさんイタリア
On the ice, representing Italy, Gabriele Frangipani.
And now to the bronze medalist at the Italian National Championships, Gabriele Frangipani, said that he's chosen opposing styles to enrich his sporting and artistic journey this season and uses People Get Up and Drive for his short program.
1, 2, 3, ho!
Steps out of quad toe. Lands the triple axel. mispick on the takeoff of the lutz. Well, an exhalation from Gabriele. Some fun transitional content at the end, the consecutive butterflies, good body movement, and fun to hear a different track and a different energy, and that's something that Gabriele had acknowledged, that he wants to test himself choreographically and in terms of his presentation. But despite that, the technical elements are so crucial to the success of the skater. And that fall in the triple lutz, seismic in the impact of the score. And Gabriele had explained that injury through the summer forced him to dilute some of the content that he aspired to use this season, wanted to be using quad lutz and quad flip, more valuable technical elements, but injury derailed that. And here the quad toe takeoff. Yeah, quarter rotation short and the step out. So big negative grade of execution. A little bit swingy on the triple axel, but done. And here, some playtime. But here, I think on takeoff, the right foot here. Bit of pre-rotation, just body oscillating in the air, off axis and uncomfortable. Just there, that back counter, not allowing the edge to run, so probably doesn't get the cluster, one of the combinations of turns as part of the features within the step sequence. Yeah, step sequence just at level 2 as opposed to the level 4 that he was aiming for. And that, a very real reflection of what the athlete thinks of the performance, unfortunately. Tough. And Gabriele wants to be in contention for one of the 2 spots for Italy at the Olympics. So probably wants to wipe the slate clean here and forget about this performance.
Frangipani さんの得点 64.78 現在の順位は第4位です
Suffers a 64.78 deduction of 2 points, 1 for the fall, 1 for the time violation. Perhaps over the length of time for the short program. Tough day at the office.
6番アンドルー・トルガシェフさん
So the final skater in this opening group in the men's short program. The second of the 2 American men competing. Fierce competition in the American men's field this year for the Olympic spots, and Andrew Torgashev certainly wants to be one of those. This is short program, a story about love and taking a leap of faith with the one that you love. Maybe I, maybe you. Music.
Change to the world where we
Really off axis in the air and an uncomfortable fall on the quadruple toe loop.
and find the key to the stars, to catch the spirit of hope, to save one hopeless heart. You look up to the sky.
Recovers with the triple axel.
And all those questions in my head, why don't we make it true? Maybe I, maybe you, maybe I, maybe you, maybe I, maybe you are just dreaming sometimes, but the world would be cold without dreamers like you. Maybe I, maybe you are just soldiers.
Battling through triple flip, triple toe.
Want to carry the flame, bring lights to the dark.
Andrew Torgashev from the United States of America, completing a short program to Maybe I, Maybe You. And this is a different short program to the short program he initially started the season with. Didn't feel connected to that. Certainly showcases a connectivity to this music, but a broken record repeating the same tagline about the importance of the technical element score as Rafael Aratunian greets him ringside. Skaters just need to nail down the jump combo, and this, see that real left side lead, the technique so connected to Rafael, but not just a fall but a downgrade, so the blade landing forwards instead of backwards. And there, triple axel, also a Q mark on that. Skaters dread to see those Q marks on their score sheet, making the judges give a negative grade of execution. Did well here because the triple flip didn't look comfortable, but regroups to come away with a better landing on the triple toe loop. It's tough for the American men because the United States figure skating boasts such brilliant extremes of prowess in the men's field. Ilya Malinin with the technical content that blows everybody's mind, and then Jason Brown with the program component score quality he has, who will take that third spot. And so many men in a similar position, maybe one quadruple jump in their technical arsenal, respectable components, but not excelling in either in the way that their compatriots do. So that competition will be very closely contested. But on this day, Andrew Torgashev will be the leading American man above Jimmy Ma, 75.75. As Rafael takes stock of the score given for that performance. And there is the two-time Olympian and former world medalist from China, Boyang Jin. who has a 5.5-point lead above Francois Pitot. Boyang will be hoping that he's done enough to put himself into the top flight for the free skate. The pride of being in the top group. Unspoken feeling and sense among the competitors. As we look to the 19-year-old from Slovakia, Adam Hagara, who will open this group in the men's short program at the NHK Tokyo. And then to another former world medalist, Junhwan Cha. Sincerely hoping that the boot problems that have plagued him this season will be abating. As Matteo Rizzo excitedly takes to the ice.
From Switzerland, Lukas Britschgi.
And then to the charismatic Swiss skater and European champion, Lukas Britschgi.
Shun Sato.
And then to the first of two Japanese men in this group, the winner at the Cup of China, Shun Sato.
Kagiyama.
And then one of the absolute masters of skating skills, Yuma Kagiyama. Again, confirmation for those new to the Grand Prix. This starting order is a reflection on world rankings and world standings, and so we assume that Shun Sato and Yuma Kagiyama will be the front runners. We expect them to lead the field after this men's event. But those below will be doing all that they can to contend for medals here in Osaka. As we look to Adam Hagara, and interestingly, Adam has been involved in the filming of Nepola, a film about Andre Nepola, which has just gone out into cinemas. Andre Nepola was the 1972 Olympic champion, and
He won
he's
Slovakia's
indeed
first
named
ever
the
bronze
Slovak
medal at
athlete of the
both
century.
2023 Junior Grand Prix
Adam
final and the 2024 Junior
worked
World
on the film.
Championships. This
I
NHK
believe
trophy
acting as
marks
the
his senior
skating
Grand Prix
double
series
for the
debut.
legend that is Andre
Representing
Nepola.
Slovakia, Adam Hagara.
How wonderful that he's had opportunities out with the competitive arena already still whilst competing. As we look now to Junhwan Cha, withdrew from the Challenger Series event, the Dennis 10 Memorial in Kazakhstan, and then the boot issues that pulled him out of that event continued to plague him at the Cup of China, where he finished in
At the
8th place.
2023 World Championships, he became the first Korean male skater to win a silver medal. Last season, he won gold at the Asian Winter Games.
All of the quality to be a medalist here at this event, for sure.
Junhwan Cha.
2018年の NHK 杯で3位に入り、イタリアの男子選手として
And then
初
to
めてのグ
Matteo
ラ
Rizzo.
ンプリシリーズメダリストになりました。ヨーロッパ選手権では
Matteo,
3度メダルを獲
from
得
a
しており
family of skaters,
オリンピックにも
parents are
2
ice
度
dance
出場して
coaches.
いま
Parents
す
have been
He won
very
bronze
busy
at
this
the
season
2018
supporting
NHK trophy,
the
becoming
junior
the
Italian
first
ice dance
Italian male
couples.
skater to win a Grand
Regularly
Prix
we see
series
his parents
medal.
on the junior Grand Prix
He's
circuit.
also two-time Olympian.
Indeed, his sister was an ice
Representing
dancer as well, but
Italy,
Matteo,
Matteo Rizzo.
a long-standing Italian representative on the international circuit in the men's event, hoping to continue to represent Italy.
2023年の NHK 杯で自身初のグランプリシリーズのメダルを獲得し、昨シーズンはヨーロッパ選手権でスイスの男子選手として
Lukas Britschgi.
78年ぶりの優勝を果たしました。今シーズンはグランプリシリーズ
European
フランス大会で
He
4
said
位に
that
入
he's
っていま
feeling
す。
healthier than in
At the
previous seasons. He
2023
had a
NHK trophy, he
pretty
won his first
long-standing
Grand Prix
niggling
series
knee
medal.
injury.
And last season, he became
past
the
couple of
first
years.
Swiss male skater in
Delighted to have
78 years to win the European Championships.
kept that at bay.
Representing Switzerland, Lukas Britschgi.
And then
昨
to
シーズン
Shun
は
Sato,
グランプリシリーズ2戦で表彰台に上がり、グランプ
interestingly,
リファイナルで銅メ
his
ダルを
Cup
獲
of
得。
China win
初出場した世界
followed
選手
a
権で
really
も
difficult
6位と健闘
preparation.
しま
Quad
し
toe,
た。
triple toe there looks
今シ
easy
ーズン
and
は
effortless,
グラ
but
ンプリシリー
he
ズ中
sustained
国大
an
会で
ankle
大会
injury
連覇を
during
果たして
the
います。
summer.
Last season, he
And
won
he's
bronze at the
explained that
Grand
because
Prix
of that
final.
injury, his practice
And this
time has
season,
been
he
limited
won
and has had to
gold
focus
at the
very
Grand Prix
much on
Series in
quality,
China.
not quantity of repetition.
Representing Japan,
And this
Shun
season, he's talked,
Sato.
planned, and constructed an effective training time. So despite the pain that he's in, he's managed to deliver when necessary.
北京オリンピックで銀メダルを獲得
And
し、
there is
世
the
界選手
reigning
権でも
Olympic
4度の
silver
出場でい
medalist
ずれも
Yuma
表彰台に上
Kagiyama.
がっています。昨シーズンはグランプリシリーズで
So
2勝
often
し、全日本選
He
手
has
権
found
でも
himself
初のチャンピオン
as a
の
silver
座に
medalist,
輝きました。
three-time world silver
今シー
medalist,
ズンは
reigning Olympic
NHK
silver
杯
medalist,
が
as
グ
I
ランプリ
say.
シリーズ初戦です。
He's the Beijing Olympic silver medalist, and last season he won
Do
2 Grand Prix
anything to get
series
close
and
to the
won his
brilliance of
first
Ilya
Japanese
Malin and
national
scores that have been
championships.
posted.
Representing
Certainly,
Japan,
there is no
Yuma
doubt that his skating
Kagiyama.
skills are sublime. Where we will not see the same technical difficulty as Ilya,
練習時間あと
hopefully
1分です。
look forward to
There is 1
enjoying
minute left in
a
the
real
war.
command and mastery of the blade. It's such a superb knee and ankle action that facilitates a glorious flow across the ice. As the camera returns to his compatriot Shun Sato warming up quad lutz. Pretty comfortable. As Lukas Britschgi triple axels. And interesting, hearing from the Swiss skater Britschgi, he said how exciting it feels to him to see the men's skating community continuing to push. He's been vocal that despite his own personal aspirations, he's enjoying seeing the way in which the men's field is being pushed by the technical element score of the likes of Ilya and the program component scores by so many. Now with world records being broken relatively
練
early
習
in the
時間終
season,
了です。
it gets us
選
so
手の皆
excited
さ
for
んは
what is to
リン
come
クサイ
in
ドにお
Milano
上がりく
Cortina
ださい。
as we head towards the pinnacle of this Olympiad.
Skaters, please leave the ice. Thank you.
And so now a long wait for those leaving the ice now
7番
as Adam Hagara from Slovakia gets ready to
スロバキ
compete.
ア
On the ice, representing Slovakia,
Competing now in this Senior Grand Prix, having achieved so much success as a Junior Grand Prix participant. He made history by landing the first clean quad by a Slovakian skater. They're just marking through the takeoff of that quadruple toe loop, which will be the opening element for Adam as he skates to run away.
Same bed, but it feels just a little bit bigger now. Our song on the radio, but it don't sound the same. When our friends talk about you, all it does is just tear me down.
And he does it, quad toe.
When I hear your name, it all just sounds like
And a comfortable triple lutz, triple toe.
Although it hurts, I'll be the first
trademark twizzle entry into the triple axel unsuccessful.
I hope he buys you flowers when he has the chance. Ah, yes. But looky here, ah, what do we have? Another pretty thing ready for me to grab. But little does she know that I won't miss you coming, 'cause at the end of the night, it is her I'll be holding. I love you so, that's what you say. You tell me, baby, baby, please don't go away. But when I'm back, I never stay. So baby girl that I need, yeah, this is what I say.
Slovakia's Adam Hagara in his senior Grand Prix debut. Success with the quadruple toe-loop that included this season for this 19-year-old
ハガラさんの演技で
stay
した。
punt. It's normally a comfortable jumping pass for Adam, the triple axel late in the program. But this as an experience for Adam is monumentous. A completely different Grand Prix experience to the juniors. And what a Grand Prix to debut in Japan, where there's so much skating appreciation. Time for him to soak up some of the applause given to him as he heads towards his coach and his sister, Alexandra Hagarova. Greets him off the ice. She, a competitive skater herself, and now on the coaching staff for Adam, alongside Vladimir Voinikov. There is the quad toe. Great start to the program. And watching Adam, I can't help but be mindful of what this experience will offer his improvements. I'm sure being particularly in the group with Shun Sato and Yuma Kagiyama, you will be acutely aware. You look at Junhwan Cha just warming up. You will be acutely aware of what is necessary for him to work on within the program component scores. Back to Adam. Twizzle entry. I've seen him do this so brilliantly before. Didn't seem to get the same pop and elevation as is conventional. That's the reason that triple axel is under-rotated as well. So it's 80% of the base value when it's under-rotated. And here in the slow-mo, when we see the twizzles, and even in the sit side feature, hopefully Adam will continue to work on the body control, body refinement of positioning that he will have seen be more evident in the likes of Shun Sato and Yuma Kagiyama yet to skate. But right now, he just tends to enjoy the moment as his sister joins him in the kiss and cry, waiting the scores.
ハガラさんの得点 72.52。現在の順位は第4位
So
で
it's
す。
a 72.52. Fourth place for Adam,
is currently in fourth place.
to which he applauds, separating the two American competitors in this event.
8番、ジュンファン・チャさん、韓国。
On the ice, representing the Republic of Korea,
And now
Junhwan Cha.
to the brilliant Junhwan Cha from Korea. As I mentioned in warm-up, he has been plagued by boot problems, not feeling comfortable. Well, hopefully a return to form now as he skates to the classic Rain in Your Black Eyes. flying across the ice into the quad sako. Tight on his trademark triple loop, and I'm sure the technical panel will review the rotation. Gorgeous camel up feature and use of the difficult blade feature. Solid triple axel. Masterful step sequence. Well, Rain in Your Black Eyes by Ezio Bosa is a track so frequently and popularly used in our sport. And when a track is used regularly, sometimes we can disconnect or get tired of hearing it, but when the skater connects with it as much as that step sequence did, you can watch it all day. It would be interesting to take element by element, because I suspect the step sequence we have just seen from Junhwan Cha will be one of the most positively received by the judges of all step sequences across all disciplines in our sport this season. Just wonderful. And the number of gifts thrown onto the ice now, indication of how popular this skater is. That is what seems to connect the fans to the skater, the ability to interpret and connect with the music, irrespective of the tech score with the jumps. And on this occasion, Junhwan Cha electing not to go for 2 quadruple jumps. He popped his quadruple toe loop in the short program at the Cup of China, so electing to do just the 1 quad, the salco here, and the triple triple. Here's the salco. So much speed. Not his most comfortable, but nevertheless successfully done. We see Wally entry into triple loop. Just look at the landing of the blade here. I think it might be downgraded. Could be that the blade, the technical panel will be looking back now to see the amount of rotation that was left on the ice and the consequential impact of that on his tech score. Sizes up the triple axel, scraping on the toe picks, but the outcome was good. And straight back into performance mode. The bracket turn done right in front of the judges. Such a brilliant, brilliant performer. Chung Young Chi, the coach, Shailin Bourne, the choreographer,
The score, please.
Junhwan Cha, the skater.
チャンさんの得点91.60。今シーズンの自己最高得点を更
So
新
he
しました。
crosses the 90-point marker on the short program, 91.6 for Junhwan Cha.
Is 91.60. This is his
After a
season's best
season
score, and
of
he's
difficulties
currently in
thus far,
first place.
this is hopefully the beginning of an upward trajectory back to the form that saw him become a world medalist in 2023.
9番マッテオ・リッツォさん、イタリア。
On the ice, representing Italy, Matteo Rizzo.
And now to the 27-year-old from Sesto San Giovanni, Matteo Rizzo. He too, like so many others, perform walking through the takeoff of what will be the opening element, quadruple toe loop for Matteo as he skates to silver lines.
I feel sorrow no more. The call after the storm, and peace belongs to me. Until my tears
Just a triple toe loop.
and clouds fall from the sky, and all my fears they disappear, and I see silver.
Triple loops, double loop.
In darkness, I long for God.
Manages the triple axel.
And peace belongs to me. Look at those light rays, no dark days anymore. Look in the light, ain't no zombies anymore. Don't make no battles in trying to stand no war, 'cause peace belongs to
He's such a lovely skater to watch. Matteo Rizzo from Italy. I loved how he so patiently took the time at the top of the program to set the scene. Appeared to spend so long transitioning, setting the scene, as I say, giving the judges the component score, but then unfortunately it didn't do enough to calm him for the necessary quad toe, and it was just triple toe. And indeed, although it looks, if you're looking at the boxes on the top of the screen, positive grades of execution for all the elements, the base value of this performance will be nowhere near what he was hoping for. And the situation for Matteo is not just about the result here, but also about securing a big score to help him to become one of the 2 men for the Italian Olympic team. Here is the intended quad toe, but you can see off axis and thus didn't feel confident to rotate. The 4th rotation, going for the same combo as Junhwan Cha, triple loops, but just again opening out, bailing into a triple loops double loop, not the triple. And although accomplished, a triple axel that is not like the quality that we have seen from him previously. And I think that for the Italian skaters vying to take those spots for the Olympic team, they know that the Italian Federation will take their 2 highest international scores plus the score at the Italian National Championships to decide who will be selected. So you sense that Matteo, well, you can see the shrugs in anticipation of what will be a score that isn't what he wants nor needs, as he vies to compete against the likes of Daniel Grassel and Nikolai Memola. His countrymen
リッツォさんの
were
得
also
点
looking for that coveted Olympic berth.
76.11。現在の順位は第4位です。
The score for
It's
Matteo Rizzo is
76.11.
He is currently in 4th place.
A long way off, a personal best for Matteo, who has to battle hard for the free skate now.
10番ルーカス・ブリチギさん、スイス。
On the ice, representing Switzerland.
And now to the European champion, Lukas Britschgi. Skating to No Good by Kaleo. Said that he's conscious that it's maybe not a conventional Olympic season music choice. So many others using Warhorse music, but he just loves the power and the energy of this track, hoping to steer him through successfully his short program. A similar fate falls upon Lukas Britschgi, just a triple rather than quadruple. Successful through the triple axel. Such a difficult entry into that triple lutz. It's so well done. Great body movement as a feature through the step sequence. Well, bookending the program with the same start and end position. And he hits his head because Lukas knows that a triple-triple of 2 toe loops is worth a relative low 8.4 points at base value. And that 8.4 points for 2 jumps is still lower than that of 1 quadruple jump. So he's, I'm sure, frustrated. So often for the skaters, it's easier to accept a fall than it is a pop and rotation. A greater pride attached to going for it than bailing out. But he's such a fun character on the ice, and although the music, as he says himself, is not conventional Olympic season material, it's so perfectly suited to the character that he has. Fist pump with Michael Huth, his coach in Oberstdorf. Here it is. Just like Matteo Rizzo before him. 1, 2, 3, as opposed to 4, and there's no way he would have been able to put a quad toe in the end of the combo. So he has to settle for triple-triple. Triple axel was fine. There, the back counter. We missed the back drag lunge prior to this takeoff for the triple lutz, which that movement preceding this jump, so risky for cutting the speed and the flow, but Lukas did a brilliant job of maintaining that. Love that change of direction with the body movement within the step sequence. And I think Lukas skates with a real authenticity to this. I think this piece choreographed by Andrea Vaturi has Andrea Vaturi and Adam Sawyer listed as choreographers, but I believe it's Andrea who did this short program. And a great job he's done and does as Michael joins them.
The score, please.
ブリチギさんの得点 83.45 現在の順位は第
Well,
3
an
位です
83.45, the score assigned to Lukas Britschgi. So he's done enough to be in the top flight for the free skate, and indeed not far behind Boyang Jin with a clean air skate and a quad jump.
11番佐藤俊さん日本
On the ice, representing Japan, Shun Sato.
And now to the winner at the Cup of China 2 weeks ago, Shun Sato. He's been battling injury but coped with it well. He said that he's been receiving mental training at the National Training Center in Tokyo to give him increased resilience this year as he skates to Ladies in Lavender. Quadruple lutz to open the program. Followed up by the combo elusive to so many others, quad toe, triple toe. Wonderful triple axel on the music. Well, an absolute and deserved eruption of applause from the audience in Osaka supporting Shun Sato from Japan.
佐藤俊さんの
And
演
it
技でし
really
た。
poses the question as to how these Japanese athletes are managing to deliver where others have not. What is the differentiation? And Shun Sato has been open and honest in acknowledging that he does receive mental training, but so many of the other athletes do. The athletes from Japan are renowned for their diligent practice, their resolute focus, but Shun Sato is also, like others, juggling his academic studies as well. He's studying at the School of Political Science and Economics at Meiji University. But whatever it is, there's some magic ability to be able to deliver under pressure, which is even harder in an event where others are struggling. But there seemed no doubt from start to finish that Shun Sato would be able to deliver. Sure, as we look at the quad lutz, that comes in with a Q mark. We're going to be treated to seeing, not quite the landing, to see how much of that rotation deserves the Q mark on it. We look back now to see a patience in the takeoff. And I'd read that since competing at the World Championships in Boston earlier this year, Shun Sato finds himself less nervy than normal. And you could see that evidently here. There was a calmness about the performance, appropriate for Ladies in Lavender, the music choice, but necessary for success on the takeoffs of the jumps. What great scenes to see thousands of people take to their feet. Soak it up. Coach Tadao Kusaka, who was probably the star of the Cup of China, because his reaction to hearing his student's success was wonderful to behold. The excitement and the passion that he has for Shun's success. Can he get close to the 100-point marker that he
佐藤さんの
chases
得
and
点
has chased for the past couple of
96.67 今
seasons?
シーズンの自己最高得点を更新しました。
It's not over the 100-point marker, but 96.67 still elicits a warm and rapturous applause from his coach. He looking very much on target to return to a Grand Prix final as he did last year in Grenoble.
12番鍵山優真さん日本
On the ice, representing Japan, Yuma Kagiyama.
And now, the final competitor in the men's event. Still just 22 years of age, Yuma Kagiyama. Just a master craftsman of the blade. Wish him all the very best with the technical jumping passes, but make sure to appreciate the beauty of the skating and the use of the blade in this performance to I Wish. An easy quad toe, triple toe. Followed up by an equally effortless quadruple salto. Whoa, but oh, that is a nightmare. Intended change camel spin, but didn't achieve the necessary number of rotations on the first part of that change camel. axel, no problem. Well, when you are as brilliant as Yuma Kagiyama is, your expectations are so high, the threshold for which he must hold himself accountable will be resolutely high, and thus seeing a negative grade of execution on the score sheet is tough to swallow, especially on a spin. But good to see that despite the mistake and the frustration that that will cause for him, Yuma enjoying the moment in front of an adoring crowd and the ability to catch some of those gifts that are thrown on for him. As the brilliant Karolina Kostner passes him as skate guards. His father there, greeting him to his father, so pivotally responsible for the creation of the great skating skills that he possesses. Technical panel have indeed given no value to the change camel spin. But the riskier elements, no problem. Quad toe, triple toe, indisputably clean, and straight back into performance mode. Quadruple sacco. Just wonderful. Judges looking for good height, good length, good takeoff, good landing, and a sense of effortlessness. A little bit of a scratch and a check on the entry edge, the triple axel. So perhaps not ticking all of that criteria in regards to the essence of effortlessness. Very good, nevertheless. And this, the short program, could not be a starker contrast to that of the free skate to come tomorrow. But in a sense, just pushing him creatively and choreographically in his collaboration with Laurie Nickel and Karolina Kostner. As we see the change foot combo spin, proving that his spinning ability is still very, very good. Just that uncharacteristic mistake. Stiffy support for Yuma Kagiyama. So, Lombardia Trophy had a 95-point scoring short program for Yuma. He really wants to be over the 100 points. And it's close. Karolina looks understanding and gracious of a 98.58 score for Yuma Kagiyama. The only skater to push into the 9s in the skating skills out of 10. Totally justifiable. He leads by not the greatest of margins above Shun Sato. And I think now
女子シング
Yuma
ル
just
ショートプ
reliving
ロ
some
グラ
of
ムの
the
競技は
frustration.
19時より開始いたします。
We will now take a break to resurface the ice. The competition for women's short program will start at 7 p.m. Thank you.
There, the ground announcer just confirming that the women's short program, the last event of the day, as we see confirmation of the standings after the short program. Japan, top and bottom of the results in what has been a very mixed men's event. Really, probably the star performance from the Cup of China winner Shun Sato, in the cleanest of those who have performed. The men somewhat notorious for their inconsistency, but indisputably they have some of the most difficult and risky elements of all four disciplines. So as the ice is prepared for the women's event, there's no doubt that the audience here in Osaka will be incredibly excited to see the women's event, the last event of the day, yet to take place. That takes place starting 7 o'clock local time. The heavy favourite, Kaori Sakamoto, will compete in her final ever Grand Prix Series performance. You do not want to miss it. As we look back at the quadruple of Junhwan Cha, great to see him resuming form. A little chance to look back at that sensational step sequence within his short program to the Rain in Your Black Eyes music. And ladies in lavender, the music choice for Shun Sato. He absolutely delivered. Quad toe, triple toe with ease. He making his case for many achievements this year, wanting to go back to the final. The Grand Prix final will be such an event for Japanese skaters in Nagoya, Japan. And hoping to be there will be this man, Yuma Kagiyama, the heavy favourite to take the title here. Comfortable jumping passes, mistake on a camel spin, frustrating but not costly. And his free skate tomorrow is an absolute work of art. Sure that you tune in to join us for that, for the second day of competition. But before that will be the women's short program. First skater out is at 7 p.m. local time. We'll be back just before that, and you do not want to miss it. I'm Mark Henretti. Thank you for joining us, and make sure you return later with the women's short program at the NHK Trophy 2025.